I'm Lindsay Bugbee, and today I'm going to show you how to make some highly giftable artistic bookmarks. You'll want to begin by cutting 3 strips of 2.5 by 6 3/4 inch bookmarks out of watercolor paper. Then cut them out. Next, use a light box or a bright window to trace the mountain silhouette onto one of the bookmarks with a pencil. Then you'll want to do the same with the feather silhouette. Make sure everything is nice and centered, and once you're happy with the centering, go ahead and trace. Then finish up by positioning your bookmark on the sun silhouette strategically and trace over that. So take a look. Now go ahead and add a bit of water to a pan of gold watercolor, and then grab a size 3 and a size 0 paintbrush and a cleaning cloth plus some water. What we're going to do is use our paintbrushes to fill in these silhouettes with gold. So I would use the size 3 for the bigger areas, and then on these little points you'll probably want to switch to size 0. Okay, this looks good. If you notice as it dries that there are any areas that don't look opaque, you can always go over them again with a little bit of gold. But for now, I'm going to call that nicely done and move on to the next bookmark. Once you've got your suns, you're going to switch to your mountains, and we're going to fill in this silhouette with drill-like movements. So just really nice, tight calligraphy flourishes. And for this bookmark, I would recommend swapping between an iron gall ink and a blue ink. So you're going to do 1 stroke with iron gall until that runs out, and 1 stroke with blue until that runs out. It doesn't really matter how you make the flourishes as long as they're nice and tight, so it's easy to see that these are mountains. And once you're finished, this is about what your mountains are going to look like. Now for this feather, you're going to want some art masking fluid, which always works best with a more flexible nib like the Browse Rose. Then wait for that to dry. Once your art masking fluid has dried, and you'll know it's dry because it will look flat and it will be harder to see than when you first wrote it, you will want to moisten the watercolors that you want to use to add color to your feather. So just have fun, and any color that you think you might use, add some water to it because it doesn't hurt anything. All right, let that soak in. Now, when I drew this outline, I wasn't sure what my plan was for the feather. I actually thought I might fill it in with calligraphy like the mountains, but I'm not. So what I'm going to do is actually make these pencil lines a little bit less opaque by sort of erasing them. So I want to be able to see them still, but I want to make them lighter. Obviously, this can be avoided if you just draw light guidelines, but I like those nice strong pencil guidelines to help me when I'm writing calligraphy. All right, and now you should just go to town with having fun with painting. So I'm just going to use a bunch of different colors to add some life to this feather. There's not going to be a lot of rhyme or reason to it. It really is just creative play. So if that sounds nice to you, go ahead and do the same. Now this is looking really pretty. I think it could add a lot to put some gold on the tips And also it would help to tie the bookmark in with this sun-themed bookmark. So let's go ahead and do that. And before the gold on this half of the feather dries, get your paintbrush wet with just water and use that water to pull the gold down a little bit, blend it into the feather a bit better. And then do the same thing for the blending. You just want a brush that's loaded with water and pull that gold down. And then just wait for everything to dry. Let's go ahead and finish up this sun bookmark by going over it with an eraser, just making sure that there are absolutely no pencil marks. This is really important because it helps the bookmark to look clean and polished and professional, so don't skip this step. And there we go. Once the watercolor on your feather has dried, go ahead and peel off the art masking fluid. I like to use an X-Acto knife to get myself started there. This last step is one that you won't want to skip. What you need to do is treat your bookmarks with microglaze. And you're doing this for a couple of reasons. First of all, you want to protect any books that these bookmarks are going to go in. So since we used watercolor on all of them, there is a slight risk that that watercolor could get a little moist, and then if you close the book, it gets on the pages. So applying microglaze makes it such that you don't have to worry about that. Equally importantly, the microglaze is going to protect the hard work that you put into making these bookmarks, so they will last for years to come. And you'll notice my process is to just rub some microglaze over the bookmark using my fingers. This stuff feels like Vaseline, has a pleasant smell. It's almost a bit minty. And then once you've rubbed it on, you'll want to buff it off with a clean paper towel. I really love the sheen that microglaze gives to these because it's a little bit shinier than the matte sheen that the paper was rocking before, and it makes the colors pop just a little bit more. And that's it. As a set, these bookmarks make a great gift because you're going with a natural theme. Each bookmark has a little bit of metallic in it, has a bit of shimmer, so they're nice together. But if one bookmark concept calls to you more than the other two, feel free to give a set of 3 identical bookmarks, or just make one bookmark and send it to somebody in the mail. No matter what, whoever you give these to, even if it's a self-gift, they're going to love these. They're going to keep them forever. The bookmarks will last a long time because of the hardy paper and the microglaze. So it's a gift you can feel good about giving. I hope that you enjoyed learning to make these today. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.